Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a last chance wave short here on the Russell. Just got filled. Let me get my stop in place. First target's at 25.3, second target's going to be at 24.4, and there we go. So we're short. Now, the reason I'm liking the way that this trade is just setting up, I mean, the Russell has been rotating back and forth pretty much all day, but it's got a really strong downward bias. We got really slapped down as soon as it opened this morning, and since then we kind of rattled around a little bit. The buyers attempted to take it up and then just immediately failed right back down. Now we're right back to those lows again. So this is why we're looking just for continuation now that we saw, especially since we saw the buyers fail back here, looking to just drive this right back down to the lows and see if we can get a new test of some fresh lows, maybe even a little bit farther down. We do have the current low of day still at 24.0, so we're not making new lows yet, which is why we're taking our target a little bit ahead of time here at 24.4. But outside of that, everything else is setting up beautifully. We've had a 4-5-6 continuation wave, which is what we're taking. We're in short at 26.7. Stop is at 27.7, so it's only a 10-tick stop. Looking at our first target at 25.3, that's 14 ticks. 14 ticks. And then looking for the second target down at 24.3, which should be about 22, because we're taking out one tick earlier, so 23 for the final target there. So if we can get those filled from our entry, we'll be sitting on a really nice position. Taking 3 off at 14 and then taking one more off down here at 23. That gives us a total of 14, 14, and 14 plus another 23. 65 ticks on the trade. $650 isn't anything to be upset about, that's for sure. Hopefully we can see that move a little bit lower. It might take a little bit of time, but the sellers have been relatively aggressive. So we'll be back in hopefully just a couple minutes, and we'll see if we can get that first target filled. All right, one tick away. There we go. Got that target filled. Beautiful. So we've got 3 off at 14. Let's get the stop to break even here. And we'll let the last one run. Now, again, this may take a little bit of time. We are kind of cycling back and forth. One thing we have to be careful of is when we start getting down to these lows, the last thing we want to see on the sideways day is for us to get double bottoms. We don't want to see that. So we do need to break these lows. We haven't tested them yet, so we don't have to be too aggressive on the stop as of right now. But my stop could go back here to 26.4. I'm just going to leave it at break even for right now until we break these lows. We'll see if we'll see if it's necessary to really drive it a little bit closer, but it shouldn't be. Aggressively, though, you could put your stop. Actually, I kind of like that with that little kind of trap that happened back there. I'm going to put the stop down to 26.4. That will lock in a little bit, but again, with the kind of rotational day we're expecting, I don't want to give this a chance to reverse back on me, and this might just stop us out here. But again, we've got our stop locked in here. We've already got 3 off at 14, so we're sitting in a really good position. Just waiting for another drive lower from the sellers here, and we'll see if we can get that final target down at 24.4 filled, just ahead of that low a day, and we can lock in our 65 ticks on the trade. So we'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see if they have what it takes to drive it lower.
Target filled.
All right, oh wow, okay. Got a big slam down from the sellers there. It must have been a lot of people keeping an eye on that double bottom there. Lots of people got stopped out trying to pick that bottom. That's kind of what we are a little bit concerned about. Now that's why we're also taking our target off a little bit early here at 23 ticks instead of looking for a bigger move lower, which may happen. Don't get me wrong, we may still be seeing a couple waves lower. We're still forming the next rotational wave right back to the downside. So you could look continued short and just keep waving this whole thing down as it falls. But with this low of day looming, and we are in basically a sideways day, we're rotating back near those lows, and you really don't want to mess around in that area. This is a potential area where it could just bounce right back up again. But overall, we got our 2 targets off. 3 off at plus 14, 1 off at 23, locks in 65 ticks for us, $650 on the trade. And that's going to be the trade for today. So if you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. And as always, we'll catch you next time.